All right, well, first responders in Palo Pinto County braved rushing floodwaters to rescue at least 10 people.
As storms stalled over Santo, about 50 miles west of Fort Worth. Peyton May joining us now with the latest on those evacuations. Peyton.
Yes, Brandon, first responders say water surged up to 4 feet. Because fire trucks couldn't get through high waters in some areas, crews had to evacuate some people on foot. First responders say at around 11:30 last night, they received calls of people trapped in their homes as the water levels rose. By 2 a.m., 10 Palo Pinto County residents were rescued from various flooded areas. Video taken by Santo Volunteer Fire and EMS shows how quickly the situation became dangerous. The fire chief says Santo hasn't had this severe of rushing waters since the 90s. Although some roads have been reopened, first responders still advise caution.
We still request that people traveling on FM4 and in the area to watch for high waters across the roads. It may not look deep, but it has been moving. It has been more than 4 feet in some locations. So there's still a possibility that cars could be moved off the roadways.
Now you could see floodwaters reach up to almost the headlights of ambulances. First responders say someone had to walk in front of the truck to make sure it was still on the roadways and they could follow the same route out. Even the train lines were shut down in the area as water rushed over tracks. Thankfully, no injuries have been reported, but a few families are facing water damage to their homes. Reporting, I'm Peyton May for Good Day.
Fort Worth police are trying to track down the driver who hit and killed a man along Interstate 30 on May 26th at night. Good evening, I'm Clarice Tinsley. Police have very little to go on, and they aren't sure if the person who hit Aldrice Clayton Jr. even knew they hit someone. Fox 4 Sean Rabb takes us to westbound I-30 in Fort Worth near the Altamere and Green Oaks exit.
We are standing in Fort Worth along Interstate 30 westbound. Well, of course, Officer Buddy Calzada. Buddy, what happened here May 26th?
Sean, May 26th is a Monday night, about 10:30 at night. We had an individual that ran out of gas.
Who was that?
This is going to be Aldrice Clayton Jr., 29 years old.
He's walking home.
Walking home to make it safe for himself. And then what happens is he gets closer to the freeway, a car ends up striking and hitting him.
He ran out of gas where?
He ran out of gas just down the road at a Valero gas station.
Okay. Mr. Clayton spoke with the clerk at the Valero trying to communicate that he didn't have money, but he had pay on his phone and he was trying to get some gas.
That's right, just trying to get some gas.
Hey, do y'all have a song y'all can use? Hey, my phone ran out of gas right there. I don't got no money, but I got money, but I just need to charge it.
Phone was dead. They didn't have a charger there. Couldn't make any kind of transactions. And, you know, it's just sad because this young guy is trying to do the right thing in every aspect.
Nobody stops.
Nobody stops. And that's what concerns us is, you know, two things. One, nobody stops for this individual. But at the same time, Sean, somebody may not know that they actually hit a person. They may have just thought they hit something in the road. We need to talk to somebody that may have struck this individual.
You know, this is a very difficult case for you, and if somebody doesn't come forward, you're not going to solve it.
I will tell you right now, in all honesty, this case is going to be literally impossible to solve unless somebody comes forward or unless somebody saw something and reaches out to us directly, the detective on this case.
So the right thing to do now is, if you were traveling 30 westbound around Altamere, Green Oaks, Altamere, May 26th, about 10:30 at night, to call, get at the detective here at Fort Worth Police.
That's exactly right. We need him to call Detective Pierce. They can reach out to him right now at 817-392-4868.
If you were traveling here and you ran over something, you remember a bump in the road, call Detective Matt Pierce and help them solve this case and help them bring closure for Aldrice Clayton Jr.'s family.
And you can also watch past trackdown stories and maybe help solve a crime. Go to the Fox 4 YouTube page, youtube.com/Fox 4 News. Police have gotten a break in a cold case murder of a woman in Irving. Megan Johns was killed in 1994, and the man they have in custody was her next-door neighbor. Fox 4's Dion Anglin has more on the case and reaction from her loved ones. Dion.
Hi there, Clarice. Well, this murder happened more than 30 years ago, and Irving police say that advanced DNA technology helped lead them to the man they believe killed 29-year-old Megan Johns. Well, the 61-year-old suspect was arrested Tuesday. His name, Daryl Patrick Goggins, and he is charged with capital murder. Detectives say in 1994, Goggins lived next door to the victim, Megan Johns, at an Irving apartment complex in the 3000 block of West Walnut Hill. In October of that year, Megan on an occasion did not show up for work, and after a request, staff at the complex performed a welfare check, and John's body was discovered. She'd been stabbed, her apartment ransacked. Goggins at the time was one of many people questioned, but due to lack of evidence, he was never considered a suspect. Police say with evidence from the crime scene and the work of a company that performed an advanced DNA process, the profile was revealed that eventually identified Goggins. John's sister and close friend reacted to the development, as well as an emotional detective who worked the case until his retirement.
I wish Megan was still here. It's just a great weight lifted off your shoulders, and her dad did not live to see this great day.
30 years, 8 months, 6 days later, we get an arrest, and having her family and friends all waiting, praying for this day to come says a lot about who Megan was more than anything. And Megan was a beautiful person, a beautiful soul.
Now, Goggins was arrested again Tuesday in Lancaster. Investigators say they do not have a clear motive in the case. One thing initially shared in '94 was there was no forced entry, which led police to believe Johns likely knew her killer. And Irving police today declined to answer questions about Goggins' criminal history. Our own search of public records reveals he is a known sex offender, including a Dallas case in which he was convicted and served time for aggravated sexual assault. That's the very latest live. Clarice, back to you.
Dion, thank you.
Wylie police say an 11-year-old boy found unconscious in his home showed signs of physical abuse before his death. I'm Steve Eager. Investigators arrested 4 of the victim's adult family members, and Fox 4's Stephen Dial has the latest on this case. Stephen.
Steve, there's still a lot we don't know, but Wylie investigators say all 4 of the suspects, as you mentioned, are family members of the 11-year-old boy, and they say that he had multiple bruises on his body. Monday, Wylie police were called to a home on Long Meadow Road for an unresponsive child. When EMS arrived, the 11-year-old boy had no pulse and was later pronounced dead at the hospital.
The child had multiple injuries on their body, physical injuries.
4 adults were arrested: the boy's grandfather, aunt, and 2 cousins.
The stories that the family members were giving us were inconsistent, and like I said, there were physical injuries on the young man when we found him. So that combination of factors led us to dig deeper to find out what exactly happened.
Investigators removed other children from the home. We don't know their ages or how many, but investigators say all of the children live there.
To see a young man lose his life from a family member, that's disgusting. It hurts us all. It brings pain to us all because there are other kids inside the house that have possibly heard or witnessed something, and so now they're stuck with this for the rest of their life.
And those people, the 4 adults who were arrested, they're facing 2 charges, but they could also face more charges as this investigation goes on. Again, the other children who were in the home are in CPS custody, and we are still awaiting court documents to learn more about this tragedy. Steve.
All right, we'll look forward to that information. Stephen Dial, live in Wylie. Thank you.